Hello, everybody. It's Susan Bruck, and today I wanted to talk to you about modeling beeswax. Peekaboo. um, Modeling beeswax is something that we use a lot in Waldorf Early Childhood classrooms and also in the lower grades. But I'm gonna focus, as usual, on the littler ones, early childhood. You can use it with kids as young as 2, although I think it's better 3.5 or a little bit older is better because it's hard for the littler ones to warm it up. I'm gonna break this piece in half, and they usually come in these little slabs, I guess, not very thick. And you can give a young child, like a half or a third maybe. And it doesn't, well, it was kind of sitting in the sun, so it's kind of bendy, but when you first pick it up, if the air is cool, it's pretty hard. So you have to soften it. And just holding it in your hands like that, or as we tell the children sometimes, hold it in your little ovens, is a good thing to do. Now this is special. It's not just plain beeswax. It's mixed with some other wax and I don't know what else. But it's special for modeling. If you try to do it with just plain beeswax, it gets really crumbly. So with the youngest children, with the early childhood age children, I would just usually use just one color, and blue is what I have at my house right now, so that's what I'm using. But I often would use the natural color. It's kind of a gold ochre color that's it's also very pretty. And this one that I have warming in my hand is from Stockmar, but there are a few different brands. I also have these little thin sheets that soften up faster, and these are Stone beeswax. You can get the Stockmar, oh, it's getting soft, on Amazon, but you can get Stockmar and other more natural brands at different Waldorf sites. So if you can sit and hold yours in your hands and let your child hold theirs in their hands, and while it gets soft, you can tell them a story or read a story. It's hard to read a story with a lot of pages when you're holding your hands like this, but you can do it. Or you can just chat a little bit. It's a good kind of calming, centering activity. And as the wax gets warm, it gets soft. I don't know if you can really see, it gets soft, you can stretch it out. And as it gets warm, it also starts to smell like honey or beeswax, which is very pleasant. And you can, whoops, I tore it. You can try and just make it really thin. If it gets thin enough, you can look through it and see what you can see. And also you can just make it into simple shapes. Now with the youngest children, I'm making it into a ball now. With the youngest children, I wouldn't really tell them what to do or if they should do anything. I mean, they can just play with it. It's really very soothing just to play with. One time I was giving a talk to a bunch of early childhood teachers who were not Waldorf teachers, and before the talk I gave them each a little piece of beeswax and explained how to warm it up and everything. And I had a piece for myself, and as I talked I was playing with it, and I noticed it was very calming. I get kind of nervous when I talk to groups of people, so I thought, well, I'm going to remember that for next time. But if you want to make a shape, you can make really simple shapes with this. I'm making it into a little kind of tube, and then I'm going to roll it up into a snail Pinch up a couple little. I know, the silly little snail, not much of a snail. But you can really make anything out of it. Any simple shapes. If you want to make a little animal like a rabbit or a mouse, you can shape it into an oval. And then you can kind of pull out a little nose, and you can pull up again. You can pull up some ears. Oh, this one looks like it wants to be a mouse. You can pull up some ears and pull out a little tail. It gets really soft as you work with it. Give him a little pointed nose. And smooth it out. It gets really soft, and then as it cools, it gets hard again, and you can reuse it several times, many times, actually. And you can flatten it out again if you want, or just make it into a little ball to give back to your child or for you to use again. Also, I wanted to mention that if you wanted to warm it up, if you don't want to warm it in your hands, I know like the grade school kids used to, I'm not going to do it, but they would put it inside their shirt and under their arms. That warms it up pretty fast. I don't usually do that with the little ones, but you can try it if you want to. Also, you can put it in warm water, or mine just happened to be sitting in the sunshine, so that softened it up, or put it on top of a radiator. Just don't want to leave it too long so it melts all the way. One teacher that I worked with used to give the children little votive candles to warm the wax over. I never did that because it just made me really nervous having a lot of children with candles. They were in little glass containers, so they would have had to try really hard to get their fingers in theirs, but still, it's just an idea. If you feel comfortable with it, you can try it. I did not like that one. If you do put it in warm water, just dry it off with a towel before you use it. And I only use one color, as I said, with the little ones. As the kids get into the grades, they use more than one color. This is, my children made much fancier things than this. This is a little pie that I made for a puppet play that I do with three little kittens. It's on my list of things to record for you guys. A little girl in one of my parent-child classes once grabbed it away from me as I was telling my story, and I took a big bite out of it. It was pretty funny. Anyhow, that I think that's all I have to say about beeswax. One more thing. It's an easy thing if you want to put some in like a little Ziploc bag or wrap it up. Sometimes it comes wrapped in paper. If you want, you can carry it with you, because it's really very calming and centering. And you know that your child, if they're a little older, when they get to be 4 or 5, will start to make it into specific things, or you can make things and they can use it for their imaginative play. It's a nice thing to have on hand, right? Right. All right, that's all for now. Thank you for stopping by, and I'll see you soon, I hope.